What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Entre Mike, where the Entre is short for entrepreneur. And today we're going to be going over the cargo van business. Is it still worth it for you guys to get into the business in 2025? I got my boy Rome with Cars and Cribs in the building today to kind of go over the pros and cons of getting into this business and more of his background and why he got into this business. So if you guys like content like this and want to stay tuned for the future, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down on what you want to see next. Yes, sir. We got Cars and Cribs in the building, man. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. God is great, and I'm trying to get my papers straight. I want to say first off, huge shout out to you. I appreciate all the love and support you're showing towards me and the channel.
Yes,
And
sir.
keep doing your thing. I know you about to hit that $50 bucks. You about to hit that 50K very soon.
We
Hey,
real close
if you
to
watch this
50,000
video,
subscribers. If we can get
yeah,
some of these people watching this video to hit sub, we'll probably be there sooner than we think. Probably the next few months, man. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Yeah, shout out to Rome. Y'all see I ain't even got the hat on. He got the Law Rock merch on. Best trucking
yeah,
insurance agency in the nation. If you guys
yeah.
need a trucking insurance quote, make sure you check that link down in the description. We don't have to talk about metrics and like how good your channel is. I want to talk more about you as the person, like you as the business
Okay.
owner. How long have you been, I guess, just an entrepreneur?
First off, again, I want to say huge shout out to LogRock for sponsoring this video. If you want
Yes,
some
sir.
commercial insurance, hit them up. Also, make sure you hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. We need to get this video to 1,000 likes. My guy Mike trying to get right. So make sure y'all hit
Yes,
the
sir.
subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit the like button. Do it for me. If you don't do it for anything else, do it for me because my guy Mike showed me a lot of love. So let's get into it. Now, as far as being an entrepreneur, first off, I'm going to start off this because this conversation is going to be a little different than I normally would. So I'm switching it up.
Yeah.
First, I will say that me personally, I don't like to use the term entrepreneur because I think that
Okay.
nowadays everything is loose. Everything loose.
That's fair.
Everybody use terms loosely now. They are entrepreneur, they are business owner, they this, they that, they this, they that. Me personally, to be 1,000 with y'all, 100% with y'all, I don't can look at myself as a business owner. I look at somebody. I'm just hustling. I'm not a gig worker. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not none of that. I'm hustling. That's what I'm doing. Straight hustling. So it's a difference between working, running the business, and hustling. When you running the business, you're gonna have to have systems in place. If you do not have systems in place, it's not gonna work. Also, I do think that a lot of times people say that they're an entrepreneur when I really believe they're a entrepreneur. They're trying to be. They're working towards being an entrepreneur, but it takes a lot of time and dedication to get there. It's not gonna happen overnight, and if you think you're gonna get rich quick, it's not gonna happen. Me personally, I stopped working a job. I ain't had a job since 2019.
Okay.
2019, July 4th, like the July 4th weekend of 2019. That's the last time I had a job. And after that, I already had my real estate license. I was already in real estate,
Yeah.
so I already had two properties that paid me income every month. So that's the reason why I was able to transition out probably a little bit quicker than most people because I learned the difference. I'm gonna give y'all a reference. I'm dropping gems, straight gems through this whole thing right now. I'm telling you right now. I recommend two books to you guys. These two books right here changed my entire life. Two books. I used to listen to these two books every day while I was at work on my headphones. I know y'all be having headphones at work. If y'all listen to this while you're at work right now, you're listening to it right now. This is what I used to listen to. Number one, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. What that did is help me learn the difference between an asset and a liability. Those two
Okay.
things, that's very important. Number two, the second book is Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is probably, if not the best book on the planet. It's going to tell you everything about mindset. You have to have the right mindset. It's not about just working. It's about
Psychological.
thinking. It's called Think and Grow Rich. It's called Think and Grow Rich. So you're going to think your way to the riches. It's about manifestation. It's about things like that. So those two books changed my life.
So you started off basically with a real estate portfolio, and I'm guessing or I'm assuming in this story with 2019, is that when you got your first Sprinter or cargo van?
Nope. That was
Okay.
after that.
So
So,
it's just real
so
estate.
yeah, I'll give y'all the backstory. That's
Yeah. You pretty recent.
reverse.
Okay.
So boom, right? I didn't get the Sprinter van until 2022, the end of 2022. That's when I got the van.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is
I
why the
got the van
name
at
is
the end of
Cars and
2022.
Cribs. It makes more sense.
So now I'm going to backtrack a little bit as far as YouTube go. We started YouTube in 2019. Just so y'all know that the grind on YouTube is a real grind. Huge shout out to my guy Mike. He about to hit that 50K. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel and hit that like button. We trying to get him to 50K. Help him get to 50K, man. That's a big milestone. Next is 100 after
Yes,
that.
sir.
So make sure y'all hit the like. Now, as far as YouTube go, we started YouTube in 2019, and it's called Cars and Cribs because I first started off doing house reviews. That's why my email is still Rome's House Reviews. So I started doing house reviews first. We had little issues with that, with the listing agents and all that stuff, with the whole situation. So we had to stop doing house reviews like that. Then I switched over to car reviews. That's why it's
Okay.
called Cars and Cribs. And then my
Exactly.
partner, she the one that came up with the whole gig app thing. So that's how I got into the van in the first place. She came up with the gig app thing. She gonna try Uber. I'm like, man, I don't know about that Uber, man. People standing behind you and all that. If you want to do Uber, I'm going with you. And I gotta be in the whip with you. I gotta be sitting in the back too. They sit in the
Yeah.
front, I sit in the back. I don't like people sitting behind me. So they can sit in the front, we sit in the back. But she's like, no, that's against the rules. Boom. So I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, what do you think about DoorDash? Now, when she first said something about DoorDash, honestly, I'm thinking in my head, what do I look like going to deliver somebody food? Man, I'm not about to do that. And then she's like, man, you should just try. She was like, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm like, man, forget it. I'm gonna go with you, right?
Okay.
I did my first ever. I took the vet out the first time I ever did it. Look, once I did them orders, I ain't look back. It was sweet. This what y'all been doing? It's sweet. I'm about to do it. And I did a video from that day forward, from October 24th for an entire year. Every single day, I didn't miss a day on YouTube. Every
Dang.
single day, I dropped a video doing DoorDash. And then we worked our way up. We did more different apps and all that stuff. And then after all that, then we got the van.
Yeah.
So that's how it all
Okay.
started.
That's crazy, man. Because it seems like the gig economy, although the rates are trending downward, it seems like that's still the biggest community. I would argue that's
Yeah.
like when it comes to transportation on the LTL side. We know the truckload side is pretty big, but it's a lot of guys getting into box trucks and hot shot right now. But cargo vans, believe that's why I hit you up, man. The comment sections is crazy. So big shout out to you guys for dropping down a request. You know, guys ask me like, what's the best vehicle for a cargo van? Do you got any insights on what kind of sprinter van you be looking into starting the business with?
We're gonna
Okay.
first move on a little bit and go back to when you talk about the gig apps. Gig, it's a gig app. It's just a gig. That's it. That's again, it goes back to what I said in the beginning. I'm hustling. I'm not doing this for this is not forever. Nothing. I don't do nothing forever. I get
Yeah.
in, give out money, and I'm gone. I'm not here to stay here and build this. I don't want to be Mr. Business Owner. I own this. But I don't even, man. Look, I'm trying to get this money. However, I gotta do it. It could be the van, it could be the car, it could be none of that. It could be real estate, it could be whatever the money is. That's where I go. So
Yeah.
I've been doing this my whole life. So this is not nothing like new. It's just another thing that I've done. I just got more known for the van and doing gig apps and stuff that way as far as
Yeah.
YouTube goes. Again, the gig apps are just the gigs. The prices are going down. In some areas, people are still able to do it. In some areas, people still get busy. But in my areas, it has slowed down. And honestly, to be 100% honest with you, I'm more so focused on something else right now. I still do loads and stuff from the carrier company here and there, but I'll be more locked in on some stuff. Like remember when me and you talked about on the phone
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
time?
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're
some
talking
stuff
about.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll be on some different stuff. So I just it just starts slowing down. It just didn't make sense for me to be sitting on the van and all that waiting for orders to come in. They don't come in. I'm sitting there wasting time, and then I get
Yeah.
some good orders. Some days it go great, and then some days it don't go great, and some days it's up and some days it's down. That's the reason why I say it's not really a business because it's not sustainable.
Mm.
You can't do it forever like that. And then you got to sit in the van. Who wants to sit in this van? This hot van. Okay, you want to turn the AC on. Now you're wasting gas. You're just sitting here. You then drove out here towards where the order's at to try to get busy. And then if you don't be able to get busy, you just got to go home with an L.
Yeah. It's got to be enough
Right,
demand for you to stay busy.
right.
But yeah.
So
So,
my
oh,
fault,
go
my
ahead. Go
fault, my
ahead.
fault, my fault.
You
My
good. You
fault
good.
cut
You
you
good.
off. But the van, which one is the best? Now, honestly, it's all about preference. Personally, I've heard good and bad things about every van. The
Hmm.
one thing that I haven't heard the one van, honestly, that I've heard the least issues about is the Ford Transit.
Ford
Honestly,
Transit
the Ford,
Ford.
yeah. The
Really?
four, and that's what I'm. Look, it sounds crazy, right? Because I like Chevys and all that different type of stuff, different stuff like that. But it sounds crazy, but for the most part, I've heard the least amount of issues with those Ford Transit vans. Now, the Ram Pro Master, some people like it's sometimes people get limits, man. Hey, sometimes you might get a
Yeah.
lemma, you might get a limit. So, personally, I've heard issues with transmission issues as far as the Ram Pro Master go. I haven't really heard anything about the Ford Transit bad, but the Sprinter van, that's what I have. Sprinter van, 170 wheelbase, 2500. Guess what? I got that with 6 miles on it. 6 miles on it.
Mm.
We riding around. It probably now got like 60 some or maybe 70,000 miles on it. Guess what? The turbo went out.
Yeah.
I think I blew a piston too. Piston, turbo, something like that. But thank God it was under warranty. We driving one day.
Really?
We want to go pick up an order. Luckily, we ain't had none in the van. That joint just got the not going. And I'm thinking like, do we need to tune up? We got to tune up. That didn't work. One of the pistons was messed up, and then we needed a new turbo, so we had to take it into the shop. And also, it's very expensive for maintenance on that van. I had to learn. I had to learn. I had to learn. You
Yeah.
got to learn. You got to learn. You mess. I understand that you don't want to spend them few thousand, but it might cost you 10,000, 20,000 later. You might as well go ahead and get the warranty and extend it. But yeah.
Okay. If
Mhm.
somebody's brand new, what and they're looking to get into the cargo van business and they live in the market of Illinois, what can most guys expect to make on a regular day? I'm not gonna say a really good day, I'm not gonna say a trash day where you don't get no orders. What's the profit margin? Not even the profit margins. What's the gross profits guys are making a day?
To
Because
be honest, it depends.
I know guys doing Amazon Flex making maybe 150 a day, and they just using their car.
Right, right. And see, we gonna circle back around it after I answer this first question too.
Yeah,
So, Um, to be completely honest, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I really don't know because it depends on what you're doing. If you're
yeah,
doing, you picking up loads, you're going here and there. See, I try to stay when I get the loads. I try to stay between Illinois and Wisconsin. I don't like going to Indiana. I don't even really want to go to Chicago like that for real because it's gonna be more traffic. I try to
yeah.
stay a little bit like close to the airport and up. Because when you get to Wisconsin, there's no tolls, so you ain't got to worry about the tolls. And secondly, it's way less traffic. Now, it's more money in Chicago, but it's more traffic, so you got to deal with that. It really depends on what you're doing. Are you doing using the carrier company? Are you doing loads from in the state, or are you going like some people may go to Wisconsin, some people may stay region like Wisconsin. They go to Iowa, they go to Indiana, depending on
Okay,
where they live at. And then also you have the guys that are out there doing the final mile stuff. So you can make money doing that. You can do the final mile. You can deliver small parcels to people's houses. So you can make some people make 300 and 400 doing that a day.
yeah.
Um,
That's
it
got to
just
be
really depends
the
on what you
ones
do.
making the most money for sure.
Yeah, because it's
If they're not
consistent. I would say
expediting,
so.
yeah. So your most
Yeah.
popular video, though, if I'm not mistaken, is about starting a medical carrier. Is there what's the pros and cons of starting that business? Is it just a lot of competition, or is it hard to keep a contract? Like how long does a contract last with medical couriers? Medical couriers, goodness.
Honestly, I think it depends on the company. Now, when I was doing it, see now, I forgot to answer that. I'm gonna come back. Don't trip.
I got you. I got
Um, the biggest thing about the medical carrier
you.
when I was doing the medical carrier stuff, it was during COVID. It was during COVID. It was during COVID, right? So all I had to do was this. All it was super sweet. We used to get 160. I used to have to go to Wisconsin, pick up some COVID tests from CVS, then
Mm,
go to Illinois, pick up some more. It was already in the box. They already give you the code. Pick it up at 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Well, 5 o'clock. Pick it up, take that, put it in this thing, go to the next one. You had to do two of those and then take it to the airport. That's the 160. We used to do it in 2 hours in the car.
nice.
So you didn't have to worry about that extra stuff. And then I do know there's one company out here. It's in Wisconsin though. That they have a medical care route that's paying like I think it pays like 325 a day or something like that. You'll be
Yeah.
delivering medical care supplies as far as like the beds or I think not beds, but more like wheelchairs, canes, and stuff like that. To different private nursing homes or something like that. I tried to reach out to them, they never reach out back. So you got to keep on moving. That's the thing. You got to keep on pushing. Um, it really depends on what you're gonna do and where you're gonna be located at as far as because honestly I've been on Indeed all the time. I don't see that many medical care routes as far as van go. I do see some with cars, but the payouts aren't as good as they used to be anymore. So it ain't worth it.
Okay. So with the cargo van, what made you stay within the niche? Like why go from DoorDash and Uber to, or really DoorDash to cargo van versus a box truck? Like do you think there are any pros out, like, for having that cargo van versus that box truck? Like, we know the box truck obviously has more space, but it comes with more maintenance, more overhead, more stress in actually
Mm-hmm.
running a business. It ain't a gig. You can't be no
Right.
gigger. That's what they call
Oh
them, y'all. They
yeah,
call them
yeah.
gigger. Y'all need to find a new name. I do not like the name gigger, bro. What points would you talk to, like, if he was your best friend and he said, hey man, I don't know if I want a box truck or a cargo van, like, tell me why the cargo van might be better for me depending on my situation. Like, is it just about having different streams of income and a more lax lifestyle? Because we know that box truck, I mean,
Yeah,
carriers are paying anywhere from 1,500 a month to 2,500 just for the insurance, let alone the truck note. They're gonna be burning diesel fuel. Like, it's just more expensive overall. So, like, what
yeah.
would you say the pros and the cons is of going the cargo van route versus the box truck?
Personally, I think that all the regulations when it comes to box truck, you got the DOT, you got to worry about them stopping you, you got to worry about this, and now don't get me wrong, you can make way more money, but you have to do pay more overhead as far as
Yeah,
insurance and as far as all of the regulation and all that stuff goes. Um, Honestly, I thought about getting a box truck before, but I ain't trying to deal with all that, man. I don't want to do with all that. And then
yeah.
also another thing is, where's you gonna park this truck at? You got to find somewhere to park it. Now
I
you
have
might have a
truck
house,
parking.
yeah, but you got to pay. That's more money. When
Yeah,
I park the van, I can park the van at the crib. Depending on if you got enough space, you can park. I didn't seen people have vans at apartment complexes before.
that's
So
true.
yes, you're gonna make more money with the box truck, depending on what you're doing. Um, but as far as the regulations, I don't want to deal with the regulations, and you can kind of finesse. I was finessing a little bit with the insurance. I ain't had a commercial insurance until
I was
I
gonna
know
ask you
I
about that
found it.
next. We can go into that later, man. Yeah, man. So I wanted to say this too. I think that is, it's still mind blowing to me how big the gig economy is, because non-CDL box trucks or even non-CDL hot shots, we have way less regulations than like a CDL holder, right? We don't have to do IFTA, like, for quarterly or fuel tax. We don't have to do drug clearinghouse. Like, we don't have to do a lot of things that CDL holders have to do with CDL equipment. But even from a cargo van perspective, it's just like, well, the box truck guys still got to get a DOT and MC number. They still got to get tracked with their hours of service, if they go outside a certain radius. And then we pay, of course, more overhead. But I always kind of looked at box trucks and hotshot as like the easiest way to enter the trucking industry. But I always forget about the cargo vans, man. Like, you guys, almost no, it's almost no regulation to an extent
Yeah, I would
for a
say
lot of those
so.
apps.
But the one thing is to really make some money on cargo vans, and people see the numbers and they don't think about everything else that comes with it. They see the gross numbers. They see
Yeah,
that you made 1,500 in this amount of hours in 12 hours drive from this state to this state, but they don't think about all the stuff and they don't think about the driving that you had to do for 12 hours. That's why that overall look. I'm gonna tell you right now, the overall stuff it ain't sweet. Over the road, you got to be built for it. You have to be built for it. You got to be built for that over the road. I'm telling you, right when you get in that van and you think you about to go, I went to St. Louis one time, thought I was doing something. That's only like 6 hours away.
yeah.
No, I think it was 12 or six. No, it was 6 years, six
Dang,
and
boy,
six.
y'all spoiled.
I thought it was sweet. I went out there, them semis was blowing me all down the highway. I'm talking about, then they fly past you, boom, the van, boom, shaking, shaking. I got a barrel in the back. That drove the shaking. Well,
Yeah,
man, look, that's when I knew right there. Absolutely not. I'm cool. Over the road is it ain't a game at all. But you can make the most money doing that. But if you're gonna do it, you're gonna have to run and run and run and never. Like, you're gonna sleep some hours. You're gonna keep driving. Sleep some hours. Drive. You never stop driving. So
for sure.
that's what I would say.
Yeah, I guess you gotta have a very, um either you got to have a retirement or it's just got to, you know what I'm saying? I can see somebody who's retired, like let's say they're in the military, they get a check for disability or something like that, and they just riding around and they got less regulation. They can kind of still control they schedule. And maybe the overhead for cargo van is just way less. You know, I can kind of see that angle. Because yeah, for sure, if you're gonna get in the box truck, man, nowadays you're gonna have to get over that road. You're gonna have to partial up freight. It ain't just one pick, one drop no more in order to really maximize your capacity. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's pretty good. So we touched on that a little bit. The commercial insurance, of course, the video is sponsored by Log Rock, but you learned firsthand, like as a business owner, like what that was like to go through. Want to like give the at least the cargo van guys more preference on why they need commercial insurance and the importance of a claim happening.
I've heard from multiple different people, if they catch you without that commercial insurance, you're in trouble, buddy. They're gonna impound your vehicle. Especially in Illinois, they impounded it. They impounded your vehicle, and you got to pay for it to get out
Mm,
because you didn't have the commercial insurance. Now, I've heard multiple stories about this. Even some of my subscribers also told me a situation where they act like they're doing a drug bust on you, like you just committed a serious for real crime. Because to them, it is a serious for real crime. If they catch
yeah,
you without that commercial insurance, they're going to impound your vehicle, and then you're going to have to go from there. And don't let you have some freight on there too. Oh, what you gonna do then? Now, don't get me wrong. I was finessing before I found out about this. I'm finessing. Finessing? I'm finessing. Hey, I'm finessing. I had regular insurance on the van. I had regular insurance on the van. I was doing the gig apps because for the most part on the gig apps, you don't need commercial insurance.
yeah,
So I was just getting I found a way to get the because I called State Farm to get the insurance. They said that they don't do it. So I found a way around that. And I got personal insurance on there. And then I started doing the gig apps like that. And then once I started hitting them stories, I'm like, oh no, I'm low key scared. Now I don't want to go by the airport. Now I can't go get my Sunrun panels. The Sunrun delivery place, I mean the Sunrun place is literally right by the airport. So now I can't
yeah.
go to Sunrun no more. They might catch me coming out that joint with the panels in the back and it's over. So once I started hearing them horror stories, I was like, man, I gotta get this commercial insurance, man. And
I
then
got you.
I had a carrier company. Also, if you're trying to make money with the carrier companies, you don't need commercial insurance. Ain't no way around it. So
Yeah,
this video is sponsored by Log Rock. Have you
yes,
ever seen
sir.
someone driving crazy and your heart stopped? If so, you want to get with Log Rock. Log Rock is one of the top 5 truck insurance agencies in the nation. Not the city, but the nation. And guess what? You don't have to
You
be
don't have to
patient.
be
Why
patient.
not? Because you can get a free insurance quote in less than 5 minutes. So click the link in the comment section below to get your free quote. We back to the video. Yeah, get about
We
yeah,
doing
get
this.
about bad. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yo, let me ask you this then, from like a new entrance perspective. Like, if there's a new guy watching this video, whether they might be more on the fence of if they want to do cargo van or box trucking. Maybe they're leaning more cargo van. Like, what advice would you give that guy as far as like where he should be researching? As far as like equipment type, loads, like what apps should I be downloading? Um, because I know you don't really sell like a course or nothing like that for them to learn from. So like, what kind of advice would you give to these guys, man?
No, sir. First of all, I want to say you need to do extensive research. Research, and then when you think about it again, research some more. If keep on researching, because if you don't, you might as well research now, or if you try to research later, you might be in some trouble. I get a lot of people asking, they got the van already. What am I supposed to do now? I specifically told you not to do that. What I told you to do
Yeah.
was, if you're going to be doing gig apps, the first thing you need to do right now, before you go doing get any van, you need to sign up for every single app that you ever heard of. I do have a video with over 35 different apps. You can look it up on the channel, Cars and Cribs, the best thing on YouTube. Look at Cars and
Nice.
Cribs, find out all the different gig apps. I got a video with 35 of them, right? You need to sign up with all of those gig apps with your car right now, or car, or whatever vehicle you have right now, your personal vehicle. Then once you are approved and then you get the van, then you switch it over from a car to a van. That's how you
Okay.
got to do it. Don't do it the opposite way. Now, as far as trying to find carrier companies, you can look on Indeed. And they've got plenty of carrier companies on Indeed. As far as carrier company, you got to you're gonna have to vet a lot of carrier companies, man. I'm just gonna tell you right now, vet a lot of carrier companies and do research on them before you just sign up with them because you don't want to get finessed. Because some of these companies be finessing people, so you don't want to get finessed. So make sure you do research on that, the company, and then once you get a good company, you should be able to run from there.
Okay. Would you say like leasing on to a carrier who's already doing it would make sense for somebody starting off new? If they didn't want to go
I
through the struggles of like, are there really any good, cargo van dispatchers out there? You feel like who could, if you lease on to their company, they gonna really take care of you?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a gem. I'm gonna give a gem in here right now. I ain't never told, and Damon says this is I ain't never ever ever told anybody a carrier company ever,
Yeah.
never on my channel, not even on my channel. So this is exclusive. One of the companies that I was using is this place called Hippix Logistics.
Mm,
Hippix Logistics. Now, what I would say about Hippix Logistics is it's kind of easier to use them because they have it's app based. So it's
okay.
an app that you download on your phone. Now, mine is gonna take you. I'm just gonna say right now, it's gonna take you a long time to get in there. But if you able to get in there with a 4 carrier company, they was pretty good. Um, you it's app based and you just accept the order or decline the order. If they have a bid on there, you can counter it and put whatever number you want to put in there, and then go like that. So
Okay.
Hip is legit is pretty decent. That's nothing that was not on Indeed. One more thing, keep your ears open and talk to different drivers. When you in this van, when you talk to different people, man. I understand that some people introverts. I am too. They don't want to talk to nobody, but the strangers got the information. You might meet somebody that tell you something like, "Yeah, I rock with this company." I had another carrier company from a dude that I was to be talking to when I used to go to Sunrun. He told me about this company. I ain't gonna say that company because he put me on, but
Yeah.
another carrier company that I was using, that one worked out well. I got kicked off of that one. I got kicked off of that one. I got kicked off at carrier company. I got kicked off the carrier company because they wanted me to put the magnet on my van, and I wasn't going because they
Mm,
guess what? It's gonna be free promotion on the YouTube channel. So
yeah.
I put the
Okay.
magnet on
That's
there.
fair then.
Every
Yeah.
time people see it, they're gonna get all these drivers. But anyway, that's another story.
I
So
guess they technically have to do that if you're gonna lease on to that company, though. They technically, you technically gotta have their decals and run their operation. You know what I'm saying?
mm, mm,
Especially if it was like
no,
if they
I
DOT
had
and
I
MC number. But I get what you're saying. I wouldn't, if I was you, I wouldn't do free promotion like that either.
See, the thing about it was I had it on a magnet, so I could just put the magnet, but they want it permanently attached.
Oh, they
They,
wanted stickers. Oh, okay.
yeah,
So I wasn't
they
listening right
had
then.
the
Yeah, you're
stickers.
right then.
They
Yeah.
they had the stickers, but I put the stickers on the magnet. So whenever I'm doing a low, I can put the sticker on the sticker on there. Boom.
Yeah.
And they say it needs to be permanently attached and all this and all that. They were trying to finesse it, which is cool. I
Yeah.
mean, it's no love lost, man. Y'all do y'all thing. Y'all, I do my thing. Y'all was looking for people to promote y'all stuff, and I was the perfect guy. I was at like 60-some thousand subscribers. That was a bad move on the end. That's just my personal opinion.
No,
But
but bro, that's really all I can think of. That's why I'm saying I usually like I'll write down questions, but I think this video it's got plenty of good information for somebody new starting out. And if we ever come up with an idea, like feature, maybe we do just a box truck versus hot shot. I mean, my bad, box truck versus cargo van type of video where we both give our insights on the equipment we ran, just to kind of go over like a day to day, how much money they can make. But that's it, man. For me and Rome with Cars and Cribs. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video. Hey, hit the subscribe. If y'all want to help the boy out, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, road to 50K. We're very close. Go support Cars and Cribs if you're not already subscribed to them. And we'll see y'all next time.